Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. Y'all come on in and let me know if you're here. I would love to tell you hello. Trying to see if I can pull us up to get us shared over to our Creative Hearts ladies. Happy Friday. If you don't mind, give me like a thumbs up if you can see and hear. I was going to do this down in the warehouse, but I kind of was afraid that I wouldn't get a good signal. So let's see. Well, I'm still not seeing it. Okay. Hey, April. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Hello, Jackie. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Okay, so it's just me. So I might not get it shared right now, and that's okay. I'll get it done later. All right, so I'm gonna put y'all to work a little bit. How do you feel about that? If I put you to work, there it is. We have a lot going on today. This is the last Friday in June. I don't know where the rest of this month went. It's just like, phew, it's gone. But so we're busy beavers trying to close out June and prep for July, but we also have to prep for the fall and Christmas because this is the time when I'm needing to get my orders placed for supplies. So it's a lot and to think through, but it's also a lot of fun. All right, so I think I've got us shared. So let me scoot this back. All right, now then, how hot is it today where you are? It's kind of toasty here. So for June, we have done a lot of painting, a lot of lettering, a lot of printables. We've had a retreat, which was magnificent. We have had a welcome home workshop, which was a ton of fun. And if y'all missed that, it was a lot of fun. I love seeing all these names coming in. Christine and Sandy and Tanya and Debbie. Let me grab this. No, I won't. I won't grab it because my thing is right down there. So I'm not going to jump up and grab it. But we did a last night. If you're in the Welcome Home group, we did the little minis for the porch leaner, and mine is dry, and it just tickled me how the process worked. So once I move some of this stuff down here, then I'll get out and I'll go get it and show it to you if I remember. Okay, hello, Esther. Colorado is on my wish list to go visit there. Hello, my friend Donna. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you. Okay, so we're closing out June. We're about to go into July, and I am prepping for a very big project, and I want to tell you about it and then let you help me make some decisions. Okay, so our theme, one of the main theme going into July, I'm trying not to have a disaster. I got a lot of stuff stacked up here. We're doing the ocean. We're painting the ocean. Hey, Wendy. And can y'all see it up there? Oh, it won't go up that high. Can y'all see it way up there at the top? Oh, goodness. That's the ocean that we're going to be painting in the mixed media. And for lettering, it's kind of a special project. So I found this little sign at the Dollar General for $3, and I went in there looking for surfaces that I could use for my printables, but I ended up using this for lettering. So I was running behind getting the lessons together because I could not get clarity on what I was supposed to do. Um, and then he gave it to me, and it's really sweet. So I want to show y'all. Hey, Sherry, now I see you. I didn't see you a minute ago, though. I'm so glad you're here. April, thank you for asking that. So April said, when's part 2 of the retreat? October 3rd and 4th. We're going to have more info on that. We're waiting for a quote so that we can set the price for it. But y'all save the date, October 3rd and 4th for that second part. And I should have gotten that little link. I've got it right here. So let me grab that for y'all. And this is not committing you. This is letting us know that you're interested, and so that you'll be sure to know about it. This is the wait list. And the way we'll do this is we're going to open it up to the people who came for part 1. We'll open it up to them first, and then we'll open it up to everybody else. So it's going to be really good. And it'll be 2 days this time, because we're going to take a field trip, and we're going to go to one of my favorite places and do some sketching. And then we're going to do journaling with some vintage books that you'll get to choose your book that you want to make a journal. Of course, we'll be doing painting, some watercolor painting. So we're going to have fun. It's going to be really special. And it's part 2 because the book was so rich, and I just felt like I couldn't get it all in there in that short amount of time without having to rush through it. So, and I feel like that's how he put it on my heart, to just start in June, and we'll do a part 2 in October. So make sure y'all are on our email list so that you know it's ready, because I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be really special. So that's coming in October. So we're working on that. We've got Jingle Mingle that's coming in July. So I feel like we need to kind of sync our calendars. My husband and I, we do that. We sync our calendar. What do you have coming up? What do you have coming? And we get our calendars synced, and it really helps. So let me get back to this so I can tell you. So this is the back, and this is the front after I fixed it. These are name tags. These are name tags. Guess who they're name tags for? Well, they're name tags for God. So January through June, we have been focused on the name of God each month, a different name of God. And the book that I've been using is Kay Arthur's book. I don't see it right now. Lord, I want to know you. And so I've been pulling one from her each month. And it's been really special for me. And now that we've started it, I keep running across things reminding us as believers, we need to know him. We need to know him for who he is and the names that he calls himself. So in July, the focus name is Elohim, the creator. And I love how everything is falling in place, and it works that way when it's God, doesn't it? He's the creator. And the ocean, I love to go to the ocean. I love it. And the biggest reason, I don't like the sand. I don't want to get in the water. I want to see the water. I want to see the sand. I want to see the waves. And it reminds me, God told them how far they could go. God is the one that created the ocean. Nope, there's man-made lakes. There's lots of man-made things, but he created the ocean. And it's just such a huge, vast body that's continually changing. You might go out in the morning and the water's dark and dirty and murky. And then by lunchtime, it's clear. By the afternoon, there's a storm coming through, and it's constantly changing. And it's fascinating to me. And it is so good for my heart. It also is about the only place I can go and my mind just hushes. It hushes. I'm not worried about all the stuff. I'm not thinking about all the stuff. It just is like, wow, God made this. And that's so good for us, isn't it? To stop and have that to happen. So in June, my family and I, we went to the ocean for a few days, and it was so good. And I have so many more pictures that I want to upload. Terry got us kayaks, and we boated around out in the bay and saw all kinds of little creatures, and it was just so refreshing. So think about that word, refreshing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to in the ring and scribbling portion of Creative Heart Studio, and I know we do have some new people. So y'all, Creative Heart Studio is where we gather. It's our virtual studio. This is my physical studio. It's our virtual studio, and where a group of women, we come together and we create. And we're doing mixed media painting of the month. We're doing lettering and scripture journaling. And now we have a new baby in the family, the creative art printables. And it's my artwork that I'm formatting for you to use in your projects, your Bible journaling, scrapbooking, home decor, gift giving, decorating. So many things you can do with it. So that's what's going on. And I like to end out the month just doing a reminder of what all has happened, and then give you a glimpse of what we're about to walk into. And all of this, these are our plans, but the Lord's the one that ordains our steps. He can change it, or he can put extra power to it, and we get that much and even more done. So we'll see. But this is what we're doing. And so I'm going to be teaching in Creative Heart Studio, making name tags. When you go to a conference, you'll put on a name tag. Some churches, if you're new, they'll want you to do a name tag. And why do you have a name tag? It's to let other people know who you are. Especially as you get older, if y'all are like me, sometimes there's a brain freeze and I'll know the person, but I've called Brandy the wrong name before. I've called my daughters the wrong name before. I know them, but sometimes I have a misfire or something and I don't call them by who they are. We need to know who he is and call on him. So we've been we made a box, and I love my box. So I'm not going to stop using my box. We made a box to put truth cards in, and there's cards in here that have his name in here. I thought I could find one real quick. Of course, I can't put my hands right on it, but like cards like this that have his name. But what I realized in thinking about, because it's so chaotic in the world, and it gets chaotic in my mind, and I forget who he is, even though I know who he is. And there's power in what? His name. There's power in his name and who he is. The power is not in me. It's not in me writing beautiful prayers, or it's not in me writing beautiful lettering. No, that's just a vehicle. The power is in his name. So I'm super excited about this. So what he spoke to me finally at the very last minute, stop, recap what you've already done, and refresh your mind. So that's what I did. And y'all will have it in your library July 1st. But this is what we're going to be doing in we call it LSJ, Lettering and Scripture Journaling side of Creative Heart Studio. If this is not your thing, that's okay. Just skip to something else. There's so many lessons in that hub. So many lessons. I forget some of the lessons that are in there. So anytime, whatever the project is, or like this month, we're painting the ocean, teaching you how to mix some colors and do the variations of color. If water's not your thing, just choose a different one to work on. So many options in there. So that's the plan for Creative Heart Studio. And I know a lot of you watching right now, you're in there with me. And we talked about this in Zoom I just feel like even though we are all across the United States, we're sisters. We're sisters. And when you are a believer in Christ and you follow him, we have the same Father. And we have some things we look alike because we have the same Father. We have some of his characteristics. So it's just so fun to think about. So I'm so thankful for y'all. Um, love it. I'm so glad y'all like it. I love it. Okay, so in the stop and recap, I just put this on the website. I think I have about 40 of these workbooks, and it's the lettering for scripture journaling. And I designed this a few years ago, and I want to do a refresh of this. I would love to sell the workbooks that we have to make room for an updated workbook. And so if you order this, I've got them marked half price. The discount's already in there, but this is the workbook that I've used several times for the letter and scripture journaling workshop. And a lot of you have gone through that workshop. And so in the workshop, I'm just going through this workbook. That's what the workshop is about. But it's good foundational things. And I think I think he's been prompting me for a while to do this. But whenever I was lettering those names, it came to me to tell y'all about this. And all you have to do is go to the website. I think I put the link in there. Did I put the link? I don't remember. I'm going to grab the link again. But if you know somebody that you think might want to learn some lettering, just tell them about it. It absolutely would, Wendy. And I thought about that too, because I bought this little, I don't think y'all can even see it. It's a little handle. It was in the scrapbooking department on clearance. And I ended up having to use a command strip to hang it because this wood is so hard. I couldn't even screw anything through it or hammer it. So I used a command strip. And so far it's hanging on there. But yeah, my wheels started going off the chain. So I'm glad yours are too. Okay, so workbook. Go get you a workbook. If you don't have one, they're half price while we have them in stock. And there's an alphabet in here. There's traceables in here. There's just the very basic things, suggestions on practicing how to do your downstroke, just very basic. So that's one thing. And let me move this. So if you would mark your calendar for this, Jingle and Mingle is on its way. It will be here. Oh, y'all, I'm so afraid of saying the wrong date. Let me make sure. So let's sync our calendar. Okay, July 17th and 18th is Jingle and Mingle. And it's Christmas in July. So we're going to be doing Christmas in July all month. And I finally have my design. So I asked y'all, what do you think I should do? Should I do ornaments? Should I do windows? Do a Christmas window? Because I've been planning to do that. And it was kind of close, kind of a tie. So would you like a sneak peek? I don't have it totally fleshed out, but it's close. So this is the summer window. This is going to be the winter window. And so in the summer, we had the reflection of the fireworks. So in the Christmas one, the fireplace has a fire going. There's a Christmas tree. So there's warm lights, and we're peeping into their window. So this is what I'm working on. And we'll have watercolor dots with it. And that's what I'm trying to get together. So I thought I'll let y'all know about it and you can help me do that part. Thank you, Diane. I'm excited about it. So there will be a little collection of ornaments that spring off of this little window and door collection that we started earlier in the month. So, okay, so get that on your calendar. Another thing I want to get on your calendar is, and I don't have the complete dates, but I think it's going to be July the 29th, 30th, 31st, and the 1st of August for a refresh. So we did a bod at the beginning of the year. Do y'all remember that? We did the door and we kicked off our theme for the year, which is a bod, and we're looking for verses and we're looking for ways to remember to abide in him. Well, he's reminded me we need to do a refresh. We're halfway through the year. Let's stop. We're going to set aside some time and we're going to revisit the abide and get refueled for this second half of the year. So we'll do that the last week of July. Okay, so be watching for more details on that. And then the last thing I need to tell you before I get you to help me with these paint dots is to tell you about the butterfly journal. So last year, good, April, I'm glad you got one. I think we might have a few small handfuls of those left, but I'm not positive. Pretty sure last summer, we did this mixed media journal, and it has been an all-time favorite of so many people saying, I love that journal. I love that journal. And this is it. We've done a refresh to it. And so if you were not here with us last year to do this, we have it on the website now. You can do the workshop for $10. And then we have some kits if you want to purchase this butterfly journal. I love the Child of the King journal, but there was just something about this one, the whole thing about it, and how it came to be, and how I found these sewing patterns, and it's just all of it is just really special. So we wanted to offer that to you because this is going back to the basics. Oh, you got it on your planner. I misread that. I thought you said you got a planner. And I think you did get a planner, but she got it on her planner. Good. I'm glad. All right. So I thought I might have the link. Hang on, y'all. Here it is. I want to give you the link because I think that this would be a good summertime project. And this is for the people who didn't get to do it last year. It's a good basic for making I'm calling it a mixed media journal because we used so many different things in this. And I know some ladies made more than one and gave them as gifts, but you can get this workshop now for $10. And then if you're a member, you could get, anybody can get the kit, but if you're a member, don't forget to use your exclusive discount. Okay. All right. So I think I told you all of the things to sync our calendars. All right, are y'all ready to work? Hey, Karen. I'm so glad you're here. All right. So there's a lot that happens before. Awesome, Barbara. I just need your brain. I'm so glad you're here. We've missed you. I think of often and try and say, Lord, just love on that lady. Okay, so whenever I'm just going to give y'all a behind the scenes of how I put together a project. So this is going to be the Jingle Mingle Project. It's going to be watercolor. So guess what? We got to choose the watercolors. And I know y'all know about all of this. Um, If you'll send a email to let Adrian know, I feel like it's not going to do the discount on the workshop, but I think it would on the butterfly kit. And the lettering workbook, since it's already half price, it might have excluded that. So I guess look to see if it's taking it off of the butterfly kit. It won't do it if there's already a discount. It doesn't stack. Well, I think you'll be available. I have confidence. Gracie says she's ready to come. Oh, good. I would love for y'all to come. I would love for y'all to come back. We're doing for those that are just joining us, we're doing part 2 of the Beloved Retreat, October 3rd and 4th. It's 2 days. All right, I'm pulling out watercolor. That's what I'm doing, y'all. I'm trying to pull it out. I have been, what's the right word? Wrestling with vertigo. So I'm being very careful how I turn my head. I want to turn green on y'all. Lots of trouble with my ears. Very thankful for this body, but I'll tell you what, it can cause a lot of problems. All right, so here's what I'm doing. Whenever I get the design, then I have to choose the color palette. Well, it's going to be Christmas, so I need to determine the greens I'm going to use. I need to determine the reds I'm going to use. I need to determine all the colors, because the next step is to make watercolor dots. And if you've done any of the windows, you know what I'm talking about. And it's a sampler of the color, and a dot goes a long way. So I've tried to stay pretty consistent with the shutters being this light teal color. So now here's what I'm thinking. So the summer, we were on the outside looking at this window, and it was nighttime. And so this is what we see in the reflection of the window. For the Christmas window, I'm telling you the story with it because that helps us determine the colors to choose. With the Christmas window, we're outside, we're looking inside because the light is on the inside. So start getting that in your picture, in your mind. The fireplace is on. There's a fire in there. There's lights on the Christmas tree. And there's a little wreath above the fireplace. So it's warm and cozy inside. So kind of grab that idea. So that means it's dark outside. And I'm just thinking about that with the shutter color. So for this one, it was dark outside, but it's lit up outside because of the fireworks. This one is dark outside. It's just dark. And the darker the dark, it always gives me chills to think about. The darker the dark, the darker the darkness, the brighter the light shines. We can apply that to our world. You can also apply it to your artwork. So the darker the darkness, the brighter the light shines. Hey, Marla, we're choosing colors for our Jingle Mingle because we're putting together the kit. And I've already been looking at my bling and getting that figured out. I'm down to my watercolor dots. And then this kit is about to be alive because y'all, we were looking at the calendar and we got to get a move on it. It's going to move by quickly. It's, did I say July 17th and 18th? I think that's when it is. So we're going to have this up on the website soon for y'all to order so that we can make them and get them sent to you for Jingle Mingle. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow. That's my goal, so that ideally everybody can start getting their orders in over the weekend, because next week is a short week, y'all. It's the 4th of July. It's enough to make you like that, but Brandon already talked about it. No, we got this. We're going to just walk through. We're going to do it. So I'm pretty sure you're on our email list. So y'all make sure you're on the email list, and I'll post it on Facebook also, and I'll let you know when it's ready for you to start placing your orders so we can get it in the mail to you. So I want to turn my camera so that you can see. I mean, this is just part of the job of, you need to know what the colors look like. And I know that I need to order some more colors, but I'm trying to determine which greens I'm going to use. So this is just a little design tutorial. Think of it that way. This is a design tutorial. I am too, Kim. I love that workshop. I always look forward to us doing Jingle Mingle. We're the last one of the year. So July, we always do Christmas in July. The one for the fall, we're going to actually do fall. So that'll be fun. All right, so let me see if I can get this little tabletop added, and I'll let y'all vote on what colors you think I should use. Well, that didn't do anything, did it? All right, there we go. All right, so what I like to do is have a tester for my colors. And so I'm just going to show you how I do it, because this would apply to anything you're working on. So part of this design includes a brick fireplace. And so normally I think of this as an older house, and these bricks in my imagination would be red. But I don't want the red in my fireplace to compete with the red that I might have on this holly wreath, or the red bows that I might have. So that's what I started doing. I started looking at the other colors that I had that might work for the fireplace. So let me show you how I do this, because if you have this process applies to not only watercolor. I would encourage you to do swatches of all of the colors that you have. And it's a lot of work, but you know what it will do? It'll keep you from buying 10 bottles of the same color paint. You just keep buying the same color because you didn't realize you already had it. Not that I would know about that, but yes, I absolutely know about that. Rusty red, yes, that's what I'm. Let's see. I have not tested this one, and I don't see the scarlet. Let's see. I wrote myself a note to do this. Oh, there it is, right there. So I want to show you how I test them. And once I determine which red I'm going to go with, then I'm going to order more of these so that we'll have enough for our dots. But I do have enough to get started. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is you need something to do this. And so what I've got is like a piece of poster board, kind of is sturdy, because I want to keep this. I don't want to have to keep in swatches every time I do a project. So I'm going to need a paper towel. I feel like something's not right still with my camera. It's at a weird angle, but if y'all are okay with toughing it out, let's just move along. Because, all right, so I'm going to start at the top. This is the hematite burnt scarlet. So here's how I do it. I'm not going to squirt a bunch of this stuff out. I'm going to just get a little bit out of the lid and put it right here because you don't need much. This is Daniel Smith professional grade. And whenever I'm doing a swatch, I like to have it so that one side is a little bit heavier than the other. And that just helps me see what it's going to look like water thin, or if I wanted it to be more concentrated. That's a pretty brown. Okay. And some of y'all have seen me do this before, but I don't know. I just got that message loud and clear yesterday. Slow down and recap what we've been doing. It's like, okay, yes, sir, I can do that. It's good. All right, this one is a specialty color from Daniel Smith. It's called Bronzite, and it's got little crystals in here, or little shimmery things, and I really wished I remembered, but I don't. It may be that it's got pigment from rocks. Some of their colors do. Isn't that pretty? It's very translucent. It's not super dark color. You can make it dark by doing several layers on top. See that? I don't know if you can see the shimmer in it or not, but both of those, this one is really cool because it will have all of these different gradations color. All right, iridescent russet. Look at that one. You can see the glimmer in that one, can't you? It's beautiful. And I might use this one. I think it'd be pretty on the fireplace. I'm thinking that I'll have a series of ornaments that will coordinate with some of these pieces that we did. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Okay, can y'all see that? So this is the iridescent russet. It looks very similar to this Italian something something. I don't remember what that one's called. I don't remember the rest of it, and I'm not going to move my head. But this has the shimmer. So don't y'all think that would be pretty? Marla's yes. And a lot of times there's another shade. I like this one here too. English Red Earth. I also like this Burnt Sienna Light. Tell me, what do y'all like? This Indian Red is pretty. I like it also. So Mike could do something like if I went with the iridescent, do that and a more maybe like this, or Indian red and that burnt orange. Do y'all have a? Yes, absolutely, Barbara. And I think it would look pretty. So we probably, to get a darker variation, could do Italian. I'm just going to call it Italian V. And then put this over the top even. Let's try that over part of it. I've got inner ear stuff is about to drive me bananas. I've got working on a doctor's appointment to get it looked at. Like, what in the world is happening with my ears? Indian red and the iridescent, burnt orange. Look how close those are in color. This one just has more of the shimmer to it. Wendy said she liked the Indian red and the iridescent. I think that would be pretty. Top left, that's the Indian red. Burnt orange. Yeah, I like that one too, April. So with this, we'll probably do like, and this is what I work through whenever I'm trying to decide on the project. I'll just test it until I find what I think looks right. Here we go. Italian Venetian red. Doesn't that sound exciting? Oh, that we'll look forward to surprising you, Marla. I'm glad that you dropped by for a minute, though. Yeah. Yes, I do, April. I do. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. This is just behind the scenes how I do it. So I would take, let me get a little bit of, there's probably not enough. Look at there. This is why I love watercolor so much. I was able to activate that and get some more. All right, so I can just take it and touch it on there. Y'all see that? That's the Indian red. Good, Christine. I was hoping that y'all would like it because it's like, show them what you're doing. This could be a lesson because I'll be honest with you, I totally forgot that it was Friday. Okay, this is the burnt orange. I really like this color. And then let's put in some of that iridescent. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Do y'all like that? Yes, I have it, Tanya. I have it. And usually it stops it, but it's not this time. But I'm also changing I just got to get, yes, Sandy. I just got to get the right formula. I've been taking the same allergy medicine for way too long, and it's not working anymore. And that's basically what they said. So I just got to get through this rough patch. So here's the Venetian. That's the Indian red, and that's that burnt orange. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank y'all. Thank you for your prayers with it. Okay, so the other thing that usually I have to really think through is the greens. One of the reasons that I like to include the bling in our kits is because I see the bling as an additional thing on my palette, because I like to try and get it as close as I can to our paint colors, and it adds depth and dimension to our painting. So I think of it as a paint, as a form of paint. So that's also something else that I'll pull into the equation of it. And let me pull these to the side though. It's the iridescent, Indian red, and some of these names are, there's the burnt orange. Okay. So then I'll look at, so the next thing is I'll swatch my reds. That's true, Barbara. And my grandmother, they had a brick fireplace, and that's, so like with the design work, there's also a feel to it. Like I know I want to use yellows in this because that would symbolize warmth. I want it to feel warm and cozy on the inside of this little painting. So yeah, I'm trying to think about things like that. What would my grandmother's, what feels cozy? Now with the greens, I don't have those swatched out yet, and I'm gonna I'm gonna save this side for my reds, to switch out my reds. But usually with the greens, you're gonna see like, let's see if I can find something to, maybe I'll do it on the back of this because this one's a mess up. Usually you're gonna see more of a yellow green, and then you're gonna have a blue green, and then you're gonna have kind of in the middle. So that's how I go about looking at my greens. So for example, this is Cascade Green, and we have used this color pretty good bit in some of our projects. I like it. It kind of leans more toward the bluish green, but it's not a real strong blue green. And I kind of think of it as maybe like some of the fir trees, or is that what you call them? What are some of the types of trees that we get? I can't remember. All right, this is Terry Verte, and we've used it a good bit. So I'll really closely at the greens because I'll have a good bit of greens in here with the wreath, with the little sprigs that are on the little shutters. And this is a holly wreath, so I'll have to really weigh these out and decide which green to use. And I'll also take into consideration, this one's on the outside, this is on the inside. So it's things that I thought, well, I'll take just a few minutes and let y'all kind of see how I do this, because this process could be applied to any of your projects. And this part is time consuming. But the prep part is time consuming. And that's why I like having a place for everything. Even if it's piled up or stacked up, at least I know that's the place. But like, I use these little containers from the Dollar General, and I'll use it to help sort out my paint colors. Okay, so let me do one more, and then I'm going to close out. I feel like I'm moving my head too much, so I don't want to get anything stirred up. All right, this one is a good example of the yellow green that I was talking about. By having a mixture, I think, if from a design point of wanting to coordinate with as many things as possible, I like having the blue green and the yellow green. Get that lid back on. But at the same time, think of, you don't want to have the same quantity. So if we had the same quantity of both of them, they're going to kind of compete with each other. So I'll also, when I'm looking at this design, which one's going to be the main green, which one's the supporting green. And that's kind of how I look at it. I look at the reds that way. I'm going to look for a yellow that will work good to give that glow, that warmth. And I'll have some red in. So there'll be a good bit of red. That's why I need variations of it. The flames will have some red in it. And do y'all think I should do the bows red? A traditional red? Good, Diane. There's a lot. I mean, we're not just pulling any colors. I'm really thinking it through on which green I want to use. I want it to look good, and I want it to be a keepsake piece that y'all would want to keep and use each year. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. Brandy's down in the warehouse, and she's working on gold. Ooh, I didn't think about that, Sandy. That's a good one. Good idea. Yeah. So think about that. So that would be another, and like, where most of us in the creative world, if you're teaching, you got to be right now getting all your Christmas projects together, like right now. and you need to be ordering or have already ordered, ideally have already ordered, the supplies you want. So another element to that is there's some supplies we're not gonna be able to get right now because of the the trickle down from all of that. So we gotta be flexible and work we can get. So I'm also, trying to juggle that and take that into account. But do I want this to be a traditional Christmas in the red greens, or there's nothing wrong with doing it in the bright candy color. If you like that for Christmas, you could absolutely do that. There's so many ways, so many spins you could take on this simple design to make it unique and make it yours. So that's, my friend, what I've been working on. And thank y'all for your help. And I'm glad the Lord put it on my mind. Ask them, they'll tell you what they like. So I'm glad I asked y'all and just showed you what I'm working on and my process for how I come up with the kits and the projects for us. So I'm going to go ahead and get off so I can call the doctor back about my ear. But thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate it. And if you weren't here at the beginning, we synced our calendar with what's coming. Creative Hearts and the printables, you should be getting your stuff very, very soon. We're going to be making name tags for God. Not that he needs it. We need it. We need that reminder. So we've got name tags for him. And we're painting the ocean. Printables, we're using these fun, bright, beachy things. And y'all, see that? Let's see. See that behind me? That white thing behind me? I got that on clearance at Hobby Lobby. It's a shadow frame. And I put some seashells in there, and I put some of my printables in there, and it stands. You can also hang it, but it also stands. You never know what you're going to find in the clearance, but I was excited to find that. Jingle Mingle is coming 17th and 18th. We're going to go ahead and get these kits out as soon as possible so y'all can place your orders, because next Friday's a holiday. And anytime we have a holiday, it usually slows down shipping. So we're going to try our best so that next week y'all can start ordering these kits. Then at the end of the month, the week of the month, please mark that off. We're going to do a refresh, an Abide refresh. We started out the year with that as our theme. We did the Abide week. And so we're going to circle back around. He said, recap and refresh. Look back over what you've already been learning. And I know we do this, we just gimme, 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 and don't slow down and enjoy the taste. So for those of you who feel like you're behind on projects, now's a great time to just carve out some time, even if it's only a few minutes. Have your stuff ready, like easy available, and just sit down and just work through it. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Yep, I'm fixing to sign off. We won't have a lunch and learn next Friday. We're going to go visit family. But yeah, thank y'all for your prayers. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for letting me teach you. It's such an honor and a privilege. And I'm sad that it feels like June went by so quickly, but it was also, I thought about it last night as I was going to sleep. It was the longest, fastest month. It felt like it was stretching on forever, but it went by so quickly. So anyway, thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Y'all keep a watch on your email, because I'll post it on Facebook, but you have to look. You may not always see it. So being on the email list is the best way to stay in touch. All right, y'all go have a good weekend, and just know that I love you and hate you, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.